My mother-in-law kept insisting on doing our laundry every week, until I found stacks of opened, hidden mail addressed to me in her bag. My mother-in-law, Diane, offered to help with our laundry shortly after her son and I got married 3 years ago, saying it was her way of contributing since we both worked demanding schedules. She'd come by every Sunday, collect our hampers, and return everything neatly folded a few days later. It seemed genuinely thoughtful at first, and I appreciated the help more than I questioned it. Over time, I noticed small oddities I never fully connected to anything specific. Certain pieces of mail I expected never seemed to arrive when I thought they should. A package confirmation here, a subscription renewal there. I assumed postal delays or my own forgetfulness explained the gaps, never suspecting anything deliberate. About 8 months ago, I applied for a promotion at a company in another city, something I'd mentioned only briefly to my husband, wanting to keep it private until I knew more concrete details myself. Weeks passed without any response, which disappointed me, since the recruiter had seemed genuinely enthusiastic during our initial phone conversation. Around the same time, I vaguely recalled an aunt mentioning something about paperwork related to a small inheritance from my grandmother's estate that was supposedly being finalized. When I never received anything formal about it, I assumed the process was simply taking longer than expected, given how slowly legal matters often move. The pattern of missing mail continued without me connecting any dots specifically to Diane's weekly laundry visits, since the mail delivery and her visits happened on different days entirely. It wasn't until an unrelated moment that everything shifted into focus. One Sunday, Diane left her laundry bag briefly in our hallway while stepping outside to take a phone call. Reaching to move it out of the walkway, I noticed it felt unusually heavy for a bag meant only for carrying our clothes. Curiosity got the better of me, and I unzipped a side pocket I hadn't noticed before. Inside were several envelopes, already opened, all addressed directly to me. My stomach dropped as I recognized the return address of the company I'd applied to months earlier, along with a formal letter from a law office regarding my grandmother's estate, and even a renewal notice from a professional certification program I'd been eagerly anticipating. I sat frozen on the hallway floor, sorting through months of mail that had apparently never actually gone missing at all, simply redirected quietly into Diane's possession every single week under the guise of collecting our laundry. When Diane came back inside, I calmly held up the opened letters, asking her directly to explain why she had mail addressed to me hidden inside her laundry bag. Her expression shifted rapidly from surprise to something closer to guilt, though she initially tried claiming she'd simply grabbed them by accident while gathering our hamper. The explanation didn't hold up against the sheer number of specifically targeted, opened envelopes I was holding. I pressed further, and eventually, she admitted the truth. She'd been worried that the job opportunity might take us further away, geographically, and the inheritance news might give me financial independence. She felt uncomfortable with, fearing both would somehow loosen our family's closeness or influence over important life decisions. She'd been quietly intercepting anything she perceived as a threat to keeping us nearby and dependent on the family structure she was comfortable maintaining, rationalizing it internally as simply protecting family unity rather than what it actually was, a deliberate, ongoing violation of my privacy and autonomy spanning months. I told her plainly that this arrangement was over immediately, both the laundry help and any unsupervised access to anything involving our home or mail going forward. My husband, once informed, was equally upset, setting firm boundaries with his mother that had clearly never existed before. I eventually followed up on both the job opportunity and the inheritance matter directly, salvaging what I could months later despite the lost time. Diane's visits are far less frequent now, always announced, never involving anything beyond a simple visit. Some help, however well-intentioned it might feel on the surface, turns out to carry a much different agenda underneath, one worth watching closely enough to actually notice before too much time slips quietly away.